All right, I think we're live now. I think we're live. Hopefully. Are we live, people? Are we seeing things? What's up, Bagel Juice? General, yay, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. What's up, everybody? What up, what up?
Hi, Quack.
Hello, hello. What up, One Goro? Good to see everybody. Just checking to make sure we're live. Love it. Still figuring things out a little bit, making sure that we are chilling here. I always got to remember to turn on the ultra low latency. I always be forgetting
what up,
that.
Quasitos?
What up, Star Knight? What up? All right. So as it says in the description, we're going to be reviewing some people's decks today. And some people sent them in. If you go to the Discord, you can go from there to the Patreon, and you can submit your deck for
Most unhinged deck raider.
Reviewer. Hey, don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. I'm not a freak or whatnot. Let me just make sure that we're also on the Twitch going. Boom. What up? All right. Eyes are perfect. Okay.
Yo, it's
Perfect.
2:30 a.m. here. LOL.
Dog, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's so early. You gotta go to bed. Anyway. Let's do some sick scene transitions. Boom. What up? Oh, ignore the fact that you can see me testing over there in the bottom chat.
Aussie, oi, it's 4:30 a.m. raw.
Aussie, oi. Yeah, so you guys can chat as well. Might deactivate it during the full dive into the review. And Eric, yes, the streams are VODed, so you can check them out later. They'll be on the YouTubes. If you want your deck to be reviewed, you just got to go on the Patreon, and you can basically comment it or whatnot, and I'll be lurking through it to double check. And what am I thinking? I had like 4 other thoughts all at once. You love to see it. If you want to see your chats on the stream, I'm only good enough to figure out how to do like Twitch or YouTube at the same time. So Twitch chat's here, but most everybody's on YouTube. So yeah, they're pretty fun. You can also like say stuff. Exactly, just like that. I'm just gonna turn that off for now. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Nice to see you guys. Okay. So we got a couple of decks here. This guy will be here at noon. Niv-Mizzet goes burr. We'll look at that one second. Let me go real quick. Gonna move the chat a little bit. It feels like it's a bit big. Yoink. Look at me, dude. I know technology well. Okay. So that we can let me see if I can be even better with technology here. That's gonna look all funny. That's okay.
Heads or tails? I need to see if I make a rooms deck that doesn't suck.
Rooms are interesting. I wish they had more support, to be honest, because they're only in one set. I hate it when they do like one and done. Now we're done. Because the 5 color one is really cool, where you can like unlock rooms and stuff. I like it, but not enough support, TBH. Yeah. Window borderless. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. Boom. Look at that though. Thank you, Chaostopus. Okay. Yeah, if you want to go submit it in the Discord. Nice to see you guys in here though. So let's stall for a little bit longer just to make sure everybody's here. Everyone is vibing. How's everybody doing today? It's a nice Wednesday and or Thursday if you're in like the late time zones. Oh, say yes, but heads or tails? Probably heads. I gotta go heads. So good luck. You got this. Ring tempts you cards. Yeah, they're not making any more of those. Unless, what's another like, they could do it ring tempts you, but it's Green Lantern when they do the DC crossover at some point. because they probably will do that. To be honest, let's be so for real.
Favorite meme?
Favorite meme of all time? There's this one that I always quote with my brother. I don't even know it's a meme, but it's a TikTok where it's people were dressed up as like Ratatouille and or like Linguini and Colette from Ratatouille, and they're like doing all this acting and stuff, and then it like hard cuts, and it's this like big guy, beard, shirtless, and he's like, "Hey, what about me? I could be Ratatouille brother, and that would be pretty cool." And he gets like he's like real close.
Vago's bended.
Hey, it's me. I could be Ratatouille brother, That's my favorite meme. Me and my brother always joke about Ratatouille brother. So, Mark, we can be bees. That is a good meme as well. Okay. Nice to have everybody here, to be honest. All right. Let's put a quick pause on the TTS so that I can lock in. Because otherwise, I will not be able to focus. All right. Let's dive in to our first deck, and then we'll turn TTS back on when I open it up to questions from the class. Does that make sense? Okay? Because class is in session, everybody. Lock in! Better be taking notes. You guys have notebooks nearby? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Ink. So, you might want to zoom in a little bit. Don't worry. Nah, he's not here. They're not here, bro. Get him out. Ban him. Anyway. But yeah, I'm zooming in. Don't worry. Yes, you guys can go to the bathroom. Obviously, you guys can go to the bathroom. But it's good to see you, Elk. Another fellow content creator. Kiss on the mouth. Be on the lookout if you're not subscribed to them. Because we collabed recently. And you'll see that at some point. Okay, let's dive into the deck. It is called Shotgun in a Box. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's see. We got Aurelia War Leader. All right, so this already, Commander, gonna be a combat phase deck. All right, we're gonna be attacking. We're gonna be going crazy here, okay? So let's see if they support that. Flying, Vigilance, Haste. All right. This one didn't come with the primer. I usually try and squeeze out a little bit of like, what are you going here? What are you trying to do? But obviously, we'll see. So, Flowering of the White Tree is pretty good. Let me just get a general look-ski at everything that we're trying to do here, because we got a lot of stuff. Sarah Angel. Shh. Quiet down, Elk. Get out of here. All right. Let's see. Wind Crystal, new Final Fantasy card. Okay, copy. Yeah, you're just gonna go for a lot of the okay, yeah. Perfect Full Throttle. Kismet. Okay, a little bit of stacks. Okay. I'm just getting a little bit of my overview. I'm activating my eyes, my Sharingan, so I can see kind of everything that we're looking at here. Aggravated Salt. Good. Let's see. Because obviously always the first question, I always try and consider it when I build my decks, is the mana curve, obviously. So let's see how we're doing here. All right, that's pretty good. Got a little bit of the bigger ones, but that's usually the extra combat steps, which is valid. Okay. So obviously we want Aurelia to stay around. Good. Then Wind Crystal, maybe. I feel like this one could be a cut, just because, like, I don't know why you would need the Wind Crystal, to be honest. I think it's sick. I love the Fire Crystal, because then you can make, like, copies of stuff. But it looks like most of your stuff that you would want to maybe copy with it are all legendary anyway, which makes sense with the Flowering of the White Tree, to be honest. But yeah, this doesn't seem to be like a life gain deck. And most of your angels already have flying, to be honest. Like, look at all these other guys that fly already. So I like Wind Crystal in a deck that's like low to the ground, like big tokens. Because usually you're like, how do I get my tokens? Through to the enemy, right? It's obviously flying or some sort of evasion. And Wind Crystal does it. And there's like better ways to get the cost reduction, to be honest. Yeah, Sarah Angel is expensive mana-wise for not a lot of payoff. It's just a it's just a flying guy. I can see better options for this, TBH. Let's see, though. Like, there's better evasion. Creatures you control have trample. Okay. Yeah. I think, honestly, like, you don't really need evasion when you have extra combat steps. You know what I mean? You just need to be big, because then you destroy stuff. Call me crazy, but, you know, you could just boom, 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 get additional combat phases and stuff. So what I'm not seeing a lot of right now is like combat damage payoffs. You know what I mean? Like, you do so many combats, but where's your damage? You know what I mean? Like, why are you fighting so much more cost reduction? Like, the Wind Crystal doesn't do much more for this deck as it is. Okay, I see Feast and Famine is decent. Really good, actually. Feast and Famine is probably the best in this deck at the moment. Animist is also good. Okay, so I am seeing some payoffs now. Yeah. Let me clone this deck. So that way I can lock in and change my mind, okay, about things. This gone. White, get out of here, okay? Maybe I shouldn't do that. Okay. Don't care. Okay, that's good. Get that out of here. Sarah Angel, out of here. Unless it's your favorite card ever, but it shouldn't be, to be honest. Now if Iona was unbanned, hey, we throw Iona in here. That one's just for the freak elk over here. This I like, but not really. You know what I mean? That's 4 mana. That could be something better, like Blind Obedience or something like that. Like there's better things to have than that guy. Now, granted, if you're trying to be sick, you're trying to be cool. But there's a bunch of cards that are like on your combat step, you do blank. You know what I mean? Like, and you have so many high mana angels. Yeah, Authority of the Council. That's what I was thinking. Oh, that's the wrong button. Oops. Like this, I think would be better because it's a 1-drop and you get a little bit of life, and it'll be good because you're gonna be the main bad guy. You know what I mean? I would throw Authority of Consoles in there instead of the Kismet. Although if budget is your concern, it is what it is. But yeah, there's a bunch of cool, like, you're doing so many extra combats, you got to be trying to do something with them. And so a lot of the good payoffs could be like I always like, let me just double check that you don't have them already, because my brain is a little slow at the moment. It's the Scourge. Where's my Scourge of the Throne, baby? I love this guy. It's got Dethrone. It gives you another, like, combat step, and it gets stronger. I don't know. I like Scourge of the Throne. Just because his big dragon gets stronger. Say what you will, it's a bit expensive, but you have so much other, like, it's flying too, so you automatically get in. But you can just keep dethroning after you go after somebody. And so, yeah, I was gonna say Neheb as well, Pizza, but I hopefully think they put the Neheb back to what it is. You know what I mean? Because Neheb used to be huge with Neheb Dreadhorde Champion, right? Yeah, this guy's good. Neheb's good, but I think the other Neheb Neheb the Eternal. Yeah, this card's awesome. Because basically, I forget with the combat step changes if they fixed this guy or they broke this guy and then fixed him. Because I remember looking up the rules and being like, oh, they murdered my boy. They killed Neheb, dude. He sucks now. Because you can't do the extra combat thing. But then I remember reading somewhere where it was like, we actually yelled at Watsy and then okay. Fear of missing out. I know what it means in that context. I don't know what it means as the card that gives it extra combats. Obviously. So yeah, this is like bracket. Yeah, this is high bracket. I mean, like Aurelia's crazy good. You're running a lot of extra combat steps, which is sick. You're just making that up, Kaiser. Fight other monsters opponents. No. Yeah, lifelink is good. We got Gazella. Did we have the other one? Does Brazella? Do we fit Brazella in this deck? Oh wait, Bruna. Yeah, we have him. Oh yeah, obviously that's hype as hell. We love to see it. Yeah, I think this deck doesn't need a Niv-Mizzet's disc. What's going on with the Niv-Mizzet's disc over here? Yeah, I'm gonna move this guy out of here to the maybe board, right? Niv-Mizzet's disc, we don't need this guy. So they're just better like board wipes, to be honest. Where's the a red deck that's not running? That's insane. Where's the Blasphemous Act, baby? We just need a swap out. Bink. Little bit of a Blasphemous Act in here. Hello, Red Panda Lord. What's up, everybody? Let's see. All right, we're doing good. We're trying to keep it, optimized, but not crazy strong. We do have a couple of 2-card. It does say we have Helm of the Host, dude. My eyes are like horrible. I can't see. Oh yeah, it's right there. What am I thinking? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, yeah. So we do go infinite with Helm of the Host, Aurelia, and so it just depends on what you want this deck to do, because you could just run like more tutor spells. You know what I mean? Like looking at this deck, you could throw in the little freak cloud. You know what I mean? It just depends on if you like Universe Beyond or not. Because cloud, you know what I mean? Like what's he called? Cloud, big fighter somebody. I don't know. This is a good deck though for fighter class, I think, right? Because you can basically change the outcome of combats at its maximum thing. You can equip for cheaper. Tower of Calamities is the best in this deck. What are you talking about, dude? You don't know what you're talking about. All right, that is kind of hype. Tower of Calamities, you tap it for 8, deals 12 damage to target creature. Objectively cool. Listen, coming from the guy who builds like the craziest decks, I like that. I like that a lot. That card's sick. Yeah, this is a tough upgrade. Tough to start because I feel like there's, we're already at the peak. And it's only, my things could only, dilute down this powerful deck here. But you can run a couple more tutors probably. Maybe like 1 or 2 more. If you want to just get off like the infinite combat steps type thing. But again, you're just doing a lot of cool stuff. I like this deck a lot. I think this deck is really cool. Boros stuff is really cool. I do think you're going to get blown out at some point mana-wise. Like if you get board wiped by somebody else, or if they have scary stuff that you can't block. There's a good card that I love. It's Disrupt. Disrupt? Decorum. No, wait, it's the other one. It's the it's Lord of the Rings. It's not Fourth Eralingus, right? That's come on, both. That's fun. You could become the monarch. No. I'm thinking the one where you put the double strike counter on everybody and you goad everybody you don't control. I don't know. Although this deck with all the extra combat steps, I love a mass mutiny, I think, in this deck. Yeah. Like you can run a mass mutiny and basically with all your extra combat steps, you just steal their stuff and then hit them with it like 4 different times, which is just nasty. Like it's a finisher in the sense of with all your extra combat steps, you take everybody and you just slam them with their own cards. Spectacular Showdown. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Because sometimes you'll like need a little bit of time to rebuild. You know what I mean? To get back into things. So having like a turn where everybody is fighting each other, I think is really good. Yeah, Taunt from the Ramp. That's the one I think I was thinking of. Taunt from the Rampart. I just like more goad in this deck. This is the one I was thinking of. Yeah, Taunt from the Rampart. Thank you. Spectacular Showdown is like the other one I had in my head, but Taunt from the Rampart is just as long as it doesn't get countered, but hey, it is what it is. Goading everything your opponents control means they're going to all be tapped, and guess what? That means free attacks with this deck, flying in 100 times, you know? So yeah, I think I would just throw in a little bit more goad and like things to disrupt your opponents when you don't have Aurelia out or you are trying to like get up to pace, because just having Aurelia won't do much. You're going to need like all of your big mana creatures out to do a lot of cool combat stuff, which is why Sword of Feast of Famine is insane and why Sword of the Animus is pretty good because you just get a bunch of land, which is really solid in red and white. But you could run some more like the low to the ground guys, like the what is it? I'm trying to think. The Knight, the little loyal warhound or whatever, to get some like land or whatnot to accommodate it. Obviously, if you're trying to like just super power out this deck, you just put in the you throw in a Smothering Tide. Like it just depends if you want to make this card, like if you want to make this deck insane because you have so many high mana, like your cool stuff is all like 5 mana or above, and you know you're gonna want mana to cast it. Smothering Tithe obviously pops off, and so I think this deck is looking sick. As Elk said, it's kind of cracked already. Like just extra combat, you just do big swingy, cool stuff. It's pretty nice. I will now allow you guys to let me know what you think. That's right. Class is back in session. You can now I will now let you guys speak again. You're welcome. Let me move this.
Where the Soul Ring at?
Now that is valid. Where is the Soul Ring at? Granted, you're kind of a Chad to not throw a Soul Ring in. Like if you don't have the Soul Ring, you're kind of throwing, you know what I mean? Like it does no harm at all. You're better. You could like cut a land and put a Soul Ring instead. And to be honest, like that
Soul Ring is not always needed.
Yeah, there's some times where you don't run a Soul Ring, but in a deck like this, you got to go crazy with it. You gotta put in some mana generators. You know what I mean?
Jeska's Will.
Yeah. Jeska's Will would pop off. I don't think we need Boros Locket over a Soul Ring, to be honest. But hey, that's just me. I like running weird stuff as well. And maybe you just got something personal against a Soul Ring, which is fine.
Niv-Mizzet, Dreadhorde champion goes crazy with 2 combats.
Yeah, and Dreadhorde one. Let me look that guy up again. Yeah, because... Yeah, you just make... Oh, you can just fill your graveyard, which is pretty cool. I think that would be a good strategy if you had the angel who like enters and brings stuff back. Take the bait. Yeah, that's a cool one from the clue set, right? Or Murzakalov. Yeah. Take the bait's really cool. It just depends on what you want to do. I like take the bait though. That stuff is super sick. For sure. They're gonna have a ton of options on how they want to take the deck. I just don't want to like pollute the idea of big cool angels fighting a lot too hard. But yeah, a bunch of this deck is sick. I really like this deck. You can't get rid of the tower though. That tower is too cool. But yeah, this deck is looking gnarly. This deck is looking gnarly, guys. Obviously you can throw in like a game changer, Smothering Tithe. Obviously can't go wrong. Throw in a couple tutors, like you know, that angel's like little like hammer thing. You know what I mean? Like the art where they're like hammering. Sigarda's Aid. There we go. Yeah, where you can just go and get some stuff. To get the Helm of the Host, you go infinite. A bing bada boom, baby. We're rocking with. We're cooking with gas now. But yeah, there's a couple other like smaller things that you can like, Boros Locket for Soul Ring. That's an easy swap. Lotus Bloom probably don't need. Because it's just a one-time use thing. It's cool if you just had it in bulk or whatnot. Embercleave could be another like good artifact because you just make a ton of treasure and stuff like that. Honestly, if you want, you could throw in some of the cool, like, I don't know the names of them off the top of my head, but the job select cards from Final Fantasy, I think they're super cool because you just get creatures and then you swing them and stuff. And Matt, no, what's up? Your deck is next. I was gonna cover it next. I was just waiting until noon for you to get here. But yeah. Good stuff. Okay.
Planar Chaos.
Planar Chaos. Let's take a look. That's the Chaos one. Or not, duh. That's the one that plays the spell. Nah, no way. This hurts you way more than it hurts other people. Because you don't want to coin flip your 5 mana spells. You know what I mean? This is good if you're like playing an Izzet deck with like 1 mana cantrips.
Headliner Scarlet.
But no shot you're gonna want to counter your own 7 mana cards. You're crazy. I think I've seen this card before. I like Headliner Scarlet. Yeah, it's a good like one-time bomb. Gets you a little bit of card advantage, and it has haste. I like this card. It's a 3/3 though. That's not like super good at getting through. Like I think we want big like epic angels. And I think in terms of big finishers, we have some other fun ones.
Commander Lyara Porter goes stupid hard with 2 combats.
Lyara. Can I just type it? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Whenever you attack spells you cast from exile this turn cost X less. Number of players being attacked. Exile the top X. That is pretty gnarly. That's pretty cool. This gets you a lot of... Yeah. This is like Neheb, but different, to be honest. I like it. I like Commander Lyara, for sure. Throw that in the maybe board. Because it gives you good mana advantage. Like card advantage
you
and...
should look up Fear of Missing Out.
Like card advantage, discounts. What's not to like? Good stuff. Good stuff here. All right. I'm going to look up Fear of Missing Out. And then I think it's time for another deck after a little bit of chilling time.
Mercadia's Downfall.
Let's see. Draw a card whenever you attack for the first time each turn. 4 more card types. Untap. It's pretty good. That for a 2-drop is really good. The Delirium is the only thing I think could be hard to get off. Because this deck is mainly like creatures. You know what I mean? Like it's You know, you have one planeswalker, so that could pop off, but you know, I think it's a little bit rare to pull off the fear of missing out. I do think it's sick though. So I would hold off on the fear of missing out because this isn't like a cool, like you're not discarding enough. Like you don't have enough stuff to go into your graveyard reliably to pull off the delirium consistently. You know what I mean? I do like it though. I do like it as like a super low cost stuff. But yeah, we've got this deck's pretty sweet already, and so yeah, I think this deck you could just throw in a couple game changers if you wanted to do that. But if you don't want Smothering Tithe, there's the other one which is like Monologue Tax, which I think is also like a super like very valid card in like Commander and stuff like that. It's a 3-drop. You don't have a lot of like other relevant kind of stuff at that level. So I'd probably run Monologue Tax if you didn't want to hit the Smothering Tithe type vibe. Monologue Tax is good. There's the where they're all the kobolds partying, you know what I mean? It's a Smuggler's Share, I think it's called. Smuggler's Share. Yeah, so you can also do the Smuggler's Share. One of those two. I wouldn't probably do both. Just because it'd be a little like you want to have the big angels. You just need a little bit more mana to pay for them. But other than that, really cool. There is just one pet card that I would add. It's the Assemble the Legion. I love this card. I think this card is so sick. Not with the Final Fantasy, or what is that? Pip, that's Fallout. But I just think it's so cool that you just make a bunch of like soldiers. Obviously this deck's not a token deck or whatnot. It's just so cool. I love Assemble the Legion. I just put this in the maybe board as a personal favorite. That way it's just so cool. I love Assemble the Legion. It's not as good because you don't get like each combat you get stronger. But you just make little token guys, and that way you can have blockers and stuff or whatever. It's really good. And if you can like cheat this out or slam it down early, it feels good. Feels good because you're just kind of like, you know, there's no downside to it unless it gets removed. It's just really cool. So Taru from Final Fantasy. Let's look at that one real quick. We can also all look at the new Tataru. Taru. Yeah, I put this in the same vein as like the Smuggler Share or the other card. It's just more expensive because it's Final Fantasy, obviously, and you get a little bit of card draw off of it. Pretty good. It is pretty good. Yeah, this deck doesn't need an Anointed Procession or anything like that, though. You're not making that many tokens. You're just trying to stay alive. So I love. Also, notice game respects game. Darksteel Mutation, best enchantment in the game. I love this card, so good. I have a Master of Keys deck, and someone removing my Darksteel Mutation just for me to be like, bring it back and mutate your guy again. It's disgusting. I love this card. It's so cool. Yeah, but there's a bunch of other cool stuff you could do with this deck if you wanted to go in a kind of different direction. But I mean, to me, it looks like big angels blasting people, and I mean, it is the shotgun in a box deck. So obviously, we kind of got to rock with it. I think it's sick as hell. It's really cool. So, plus it has that awesome land that everyone was losing their mind over. Or not land, it's an artifact. The Tower of Awesomeness. Where it is. Tower of Calamities. Unnecessary, but so cool. So, for real. Love that card.
Patchwork Banner.
Patchwork Banner. I could see that being useful just for everybody in class who needs to see what it says. Patchwork Banner. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think you'd probably run like the like a Herald's Horn.
Banner of Kinship instead.
I think you'd probably run like a Herald's Horn over it. and choose like creature type angel, to be honest. Like it looks like you have mostly angels on this deck. Like angel, 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 angel. Not an angel, but like you can see how most of these guys are all
Why not both?
angels. That's fair. Very valid. You could just run both. Like Herald's Horn for the card selection, mana cost reduction, and then beef them up with the other thing. I agree. It's pretty cool. This deck is sick though. And I'm gonna transfer on over to the big face cam while I go and get a deck I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with here. Let me go and pull it up. Sorry, I'm like stroking my beard like I'm a wise man. All right. Welcome everybody to Niv-Mizzet Goes Burr. I haven't looked at this deck at all yet. But this deck might blow our minds. First of all, pretty as hell. Also expensive. I love to see it. Temmie, I know I'm not an avocado IRL. But this is actually like a VTuber. What if I did I was gonna try and learn the VTuber spin or like the Lego spin before. I'll learn it before next stream.
Man.
Thank you, Ostrich. Namaste. That was stupid. Okay. Let's look at this deck. Let's look at the deck. And class will now be in session. Turn off the text to speech. Boom. Boom. All right. Silence in the library now, please. Let's look at the. Oops. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I was clicking on something. Sorry. Can't be a VTuber. Doesn't have big boobs. How dare you? This shirt is not revealing enough. Okay. Let's look at what we got. So, we got Niv-Mizzet, obviously. And it's the Niv-Mizzet that draws cards, deals damage. When you cast a spell, you draw a card. Instant or sorcery spell, obviously. So, already, I think... oh, they sent me a thing. Let me read what their vision for this deck is, so that way I don't go crazy. Upgrade some of the counter spells, force of will, etc. Non-precon, budget. Yeah, it's not budget anymore, which is sweet. Vision, have a pretty consistent higher power deck. Find its combo over time, close out the game. Mad Lab, Thassa in the deck in case the pot has too much life to be able to ping down. Valid. Upgrade the mana base. Don't know where to start with that. Okay, cool. So, just make it a little bit higher power and do some cool combo stuff. Which should be easy. We've got plenty of genius minds in here to all come together with that. First off, you've already got the things you need. Curiosity, Ophidian Eye, classic Niv-Mizzet stuff. It's basically like if you're born Niv-Mizzet, you have 2 spoons in your mouth. It's the Curiosity and Ophidian Eye. I see a Drippy Ristic Study, valid. And then some lands. Jace from the Gateway. I'm gonna have to click on some of these because the art, like, I can't see my own mind. What they do. One Ring is goated. I think. I mean, this deck looks like it's already doing the thing it wants to do, right? Creatures, artifacts. Does this add up to 100? In my mind, this doesn't look like it adds up to 100, but maybe I'm just stupid, and I probably am. Let's see. Yeah, you got the counter spells. You got the stuff. You want to look at the mana base. Okay. Can I like... okay. Griffin stuff. Okay. The first land I would recommend is what is it? Is it Lonely Sandbar? Mew 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 mew. It's the one where you put it down and then you get a card back from your graveyard. It's something. You know you guys know what I'm talking about? It's the one where oh my goodness. I'm gonna just go off the top of the dome. It's Ruin. I know it's not that. It's not the Ruins. Mystic. Yes, thank you. Mystic Sanctuary. I was like, what is this card called? There we go. This card I would add because you can get an instant or sorcery back. That's basically like, you get your land drop, obviously, boom. Because you draw so many cards already, you're going to have enough islands. And then you get your instant or sorcery back, which is really cool. Then it looks like you just got a lot of, like, whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery. Okay. Yeah, you just run a lot of cantrips. What's not to like? Lightning Bolt, removal, counterspell, Cyclo Rift, Brain Surge, Blue Sun Zenith. Yeah, and you want people to not gain life too. Okay, Young Pyromancer. I see a VV in here. Damn, he looks so good. Yeah, Thassa, and you got the other Niv-Mizzet. I mean, you go infinite with like a ham sandwich. And so you just kind of need to either survive until you go infinite. Again, like if your opponents have like a billion land. This art is so goofy, bro. This art's so goofy. Hang on, let me pull it up. Zoom and enhance, dude. Dog. This art is goofy as hell. I love it. I love it. He's just doing his little freaky tongue thing, dude. It's crazy. Okay. Yeah. Are you running a guild gate in here? Yeah. I think you don't need this one. Again, Chaos Octopus. I mean, there are much better dual lands. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, he's got the Boiler Works, which is pretty good. Not pretty good, but solid. There's the if you want to upgrade. Okay, I was gonna say you gotta have steam vents, obviously, and you got the Sulphur Falls. You got the stuff. What's the red blue like sack land or whatever it comes in? It's the art. Yeah, the art is pretty sweet on the guild gate. That does look drippy. Yeah, the off color fetches. Infinite mana loop and any buyback. Yeah, I think we got surveil lands down here, or we got the scry lands. Yeah. We got some of the stuff. You could definitely do some scrying. You could do some of the thingy. Fiery Islet. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking of. Scalding Tarn. That one reminds me. Yeah. Scalding Tarn. There we go. Thank you. I was like, what is this one called? Scalding Tarn. Fiery Islet. That's pretty good. Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. Yeah, you could just run some of those. A couple better lands and stuff. To eventually, just be better. I always think that like land granted is super important. But it sucks that could be like the most expensive part of a deck. I mean, granted, I don't think budget is a problem. Because I mean, you're dripped out. Your stuff looks so cool. You got to add some of the new space lands though from Edge of Eternities. Like they look so sick. And budget and Volcano Island is not a good budget commander card. I just hate that land can be so expensive because you need it to like do the thing you want to do. Yeah. I don't know if we need... Oh, yeah, it draws you cards. Draws a card, maybe. I mean, it's so, like, barely any up, like, value. I think you could do better with the... I love a good, what is it? Scrawling Crawler? Yeah. I think this card's sick. Oh wait, no, not this one. This one's pretty good. But the what's the opposite version of this? Where it's like I draw a card, you lose life. Besides, obviously, more Niv-Mizzet type thing. There's another card that does it. Yeah, there we go. Psychosis. I was like, it's the other crawler who be crawling around. This guy. I think this guy's good in the deck for sure. He's a bit expensive, but like, he's cool. He also is huge considering the fact that a Niv-Mizzet deck draws so many cards. And I think it does good because it pings the entire table, so it feels less bad than just like one guy. You know what I mean? You're trying to kill everybody, so instead of having to because technically, like theoretically, right, if you didn't have a way of hurting everybody, with the same amount of like pings, you can only do like 100 damage, like 99 damage, less than that, like 70 damage to like 2 people, right? Or like to one, divided among us. Sorry, that was stupid. But you have 70 damage because you only have so many cards to like direct at somebody. Yeah, I've seen some Razor Kin, Needlehead. First strike, opponent draws a card. Yeah, I think this is more about us drawing cards than opponents drawing cards. But I do think it's really good. There's I don't know if you're running. Let me just double check you're not running. If you're running him already. I mean, with all the stuff you're trying to do, like I think you can. I hate to say it, but you can go more into the counterspell stuff with what's his name, dude? He's like the guy who's like, oh, you countered a spell? Draw another card. Thank you. He's cool though. Like, he's got like a D name or a B name. I don't know. But you know what? You guys are smarter than me. Yes, Chief of Compliance. He's the chief. Baral. Thank you. Yeah. This guy. I think this guy is super solid in the deck because he reduces your instant and sorcery, because he, obviously, you're going to want to cast all your instant sorcery spells to draw cards regardless with your commander. And then when you counter stuff with your commander, you draw 2 cards basically. And then you have to discard 1. You have him, but is he in the deck? I don't think so. I'll put him in the maybe board. Again, it's sort of like I would be mad if someone countered my spells so many times. I do think though that he's just like a good choice. You know what I mean? What should you cut for him? I think Braid is really good. Let me double check, because I know I've been seeing a lot of stuff about suplex. There we go. I had to act it out so that my brain remembered what it was. Yeah, I think suplex is a better Braid, considering the fact that we've got stuff like the One Ring. You've got stuff like all the indestructible stuff. It gets rid of the Infinity Stones from the new Marvel set. I think suplex is better than a Braid. I mean, they're the same cost, right? Like, it's just better. Suplex is just better. Although this Braid art is absolutely beautiful. Sorcery versus instant. Okay, that is valid. That is actually true. I think it's worth considering. I do think it's worth considering. Because it is sorcery speed, but like in a format where people are running the One Ring, like I think you've got some powerful friends. The One Ring is busted. They're gonna want their stuff to be like indestructible. It's a good thing to consider. And you've got like, I don't know, you can play more flash type stuff to get around it. Kelomorph obviously goated. He's cool. Dragonologist. Untapped dragons you have is question for you, Matt, since you're in here. Dragonologist, is this guy just here to give Niv-Mizzet hexproof, like to protect your guy? Because if he is, like, there's better cards. Like, I think the Saddle Barracuda would be a ton of fun. Yeah, and Gutter Snipe, I've been seeing a lot of discourse about it. I think I was listening to some either Command Zone or the homies on the Magic Mirror podcast talk about Gutter Snipe, and like basically he just does what your commander does. Like there's better things to do than Gutter Snipe. And if Dragonologist is just there for giving your guy protection, you could have a protection spell in your hand. You know what I mean? Or like a counter spell or whatnot. Like I think you just probably would run like Pemin's Aura, or maybe not Pemin's Aura, but like you could run a better like the cloud thingy, like, you know, the fun thing that turns off. He gives him Shroud, but you're not targeting him with anything. To be honest, he's just staying around. So you can play around with that. I would, you know, flag the Dragonologist. Although the art is so sick, dude. I love I love this stuff. I love what am I thinking? The foil from the Dragons of Markir. And yeah, what up, Cult of the Ones? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Electromancer's great. Harmonic Prodigy. Shaman or Wizard. That's pretty good. Yeah, obviously more triggers on that guy, more triggers. Most of your stuff are Shaman or Wizards anyway. So that card's obviously important. VV is just absolutely busted. And basically this guy's like your backup commander, to be honest. Like, I'm not saying tutor for him, but if Niv-Mizzet gets like too expensive in your deck, like he's been removed or whatever, you go for VV instead. Birthday Escape. Yeah, you just want, okay, you got the good Blasphemous Act, Dark Reunion. Yeah, Grape Shot obviously is really good. Vandal stuff. There was a fun one. If you wanted to be, let me look it up because I want to make sure that I'm not like giving you it's Pain for All. It's enchanted creature. Yeah, you control, deals its power to any other target. It's not an instant or sorcery. I wish it was like you could just do it to everybody. But this card is cool. I'm gonna just put it in the maybe board. Figure out something cool to do with Pain for All. I think it's such a cool card. I don't know what the hell you would do with it in this deck, but it's like my weird, like, I think it's cool. Yeah, Pain for All is just so, I think Pain for All is just so cool. I don't know if you'd put it on Niv-Mizzet and then ping himself to like do damage to everybody. But it's a tech. It's a strat. You know what I mean? Because no one would ever think that. No one would ever think, oh, he's gonna hit his own Niv-Mizzet with his pings. But when you draw cards, you can ping yourself, and then Pain for All will hit everybody, which does that same kind of like solution that our Psychosis Crawler did, where the 1 damage now turns into damage for everybody, which is good. I do think this deck could, maybe instead of Dragonologist, we go with the, I think this deck definitely needs a homeboy, Volcano guy from Jujutsu Kaisen. What's his name? He's got a funny name. Axolotl. Osier Axonil. There we go. This guy. Oh, pull him up. Pull up the guy. Temple of Power. There we go. This guy. Yeah. This guy's busted. I think not only for the fact that he flips really easily, like you do that already, but the fact that like he can't die really easily, and he turns your stuff, your 1 damage into 4, because you're not trying to you're not doing a lot of like damage multipliers. I would probably put I don't know if I think someone did the math about it, but I think Axonil is better than Gutter Snipe. Like, because I'd rather remove 1 person really fast than remove everybody really slow. Like, it just gives you like more time basically, because you remove your biggest threat and stuff like that. How do you get your deck reviewed? There is a Patreon link, and so you can just go there and submit your stuff through there. I don't know if it's working, not like properly, but Patreon only updates like every couple hours. So after this, I'll probably do like I'll check in and see if I can get people sent their deck lists over so that I can keep looking and having a good time. So yeah, I love Osier Axonil. I actually pulled him back in Lost Caverns. He's a goat. But yeah, I would probably for sure replace at least the Dragonologist with Osier Axonil, because not only is he like a good card in terms of doing what your deck wants to do, like he basically quadruples the damage that Niv-Mizzet does every time you draw a card, which powers up your like Ophidian Eye, powers up your stuff that like when you do damage, draw that many cards, right? So now this turned from like 1-for-1s to now like 4-for-1s. And so this thing is super sick. And best part is when the homie dies, right? Because they're going to want to remove him instead of your commander, maybe he becomes like a land. So he's a land, right? So you just ramped, basically. They used the removal spell, they destroyed him, board wiped, whatever. Now he's a land that can stick around, just kind of like gives you red mana, obviously. Or once you've hit somebody with a couple of spells to draw cards or like do 4 damage, you can flip him back and then he's back to normal. And now you're back up to doing a gajillion damage. And so I love this guy. I prefer this guy over the dwarf Torbrand, or whatever his name is from Overwatch. That's a good reference. That's a good reference. Torbjorn, that's what I was thinking of. Birgi's goated. Like a lot of these cards you don't need to change. And I should link. That's a good point. I should link my thing in there. I apologize. I'll fix that in a second. But yeah, this deck is already looking sick. But yeah, Ozrax Anil I think is really good. A super cool card. Yeah, you can put in a Mystic Sanctuary to get some of your good instant or sorceries back in case they get milled or whatever happens to them. What does this guy do? Sorry, let me like change his mode so I know what he does. Draws cards. I don't know if this guy's necessary, to be honest. Like, he's a card draw engine, right? Each player draws a card, but I don't think you're ever getting him up to the mill 20 cards. I mean, like, I don't think that is worth it. You know what I mean? Granted, the art is cool, which is my one caveat with basically everything here. Again, Jessica's Will. Yeah, I think you can slide in Jessica's Will pretty easily. And there's a couple of other like really fun ones if you wanted to do yeah, you were talking about at some point adding in like deflecting SWAT, draw, and people usually target him, which is a nice distraction. I really love the card, TBH. Valid. Hey, it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna like shoot your dog in front of you. You know what I mean? Like, it's a beautiful card. You should keep it. I'll change your back. But yeah, if you like the card, you like the card. That's pretty much all I can say, because they're cool cards. For sure. Now, crazy idea. Change it all into a Dragon's Approach deck. Boom. You're welcome. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, you got the Lab Maniac and the Thassa's Oracle, which is pretty valid. Tandem Lookout. Oh, Tandem Lookout's another infinite piece. Okay, cool. Soul Ring. Stones. Got a lot of stones. I do think that like your like you have, I don't know. I feel like there's better ways to do mana stuff. Like if you let me just double check that most of your stuff is like 2 drops anyway in terms of spells. Yeah, but they're pipped. Because I was gonna say you could just get like the red, like the full reducers, like the amulets or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. We were just talking about the ruby medallions, like the medallions, in order to reduce down your costs, as opposed to having the mana rocks. But yeah, I think if you are running into like the gain life, a billion life type things, usually I think that's why you'd put in Osier Axonil first, because then you could blow up your stuff the fastest, blow them out of the water. Yeah, Chromatic Lantern, I don't know if that's super necessary in the deck. Love it though, it's super cool. You could, I mean, if you wanted to be like a badass, you could throw in like the Chromatic Orrery. You know what I mean? Like, just give me all the land and stuff. Or like all the flash spells, and then all your stuff is easier, and you can, I'm pretty sure that's what Chromatic Orrery does. Maybe I'm thinking of a different I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah. It's not as good, obvious. Oh, that's not the flash one. What's the? Oh, it's a Vidalcan Orrery. Vidalcan. This is the one that says, oh, yeah, that's okay. You already run a lot of instants. Yeah, so you're chilling in like I think you could maybe reduce some of the amount of these, just because you could go for more, like when you like Vivi has like that I don't know. I think it's better to just maybe not leave like straight tutor VV, because obviously that would be less fun. But yeah, this deck needs colored mana. I agree. I guess that makes sense. Like Niv-Mizzet's like 6 pips, and just straight reducing probably doesn't do as good a job. And so yeah, I get it though. I get it. I was wrong. What's up, Tyler? Nice to see you. What's the super slept on combo? Underworld Breach, Brain Freeze. Yeah, if you're a freak, dude. If you're a freak, you can run that. Nah. Underworld Breach. Yeah, and then Brain Freeze. Oh, lagging a little bit. Where my stuff at? Yeah, you didn't need too many pieces, I think, to pull off that kind of card. That kind of combo. Yeah, you could just breach stuff. It's just not that, I don't know. I think it's more fun to just do like dragons doing magic type stuff. And so I think it's cool. Treasure Cruise is decent. Tutor's good. Lock and load. Draw a card, then draw for each other. That's good. This. Yeah, I think someone said it pretty well. Like, if you're afraid of getting decked out, like if you've already got, you have like 4 or 5 ways of, what's up? Dead Fracture. Hi, Mr. Crips. Would you rather have $1 or $2? Thanks. Double it, give it to the next guy. But then you refresh the stream and it's me. So then just give me $1.50. We'll call it in the middle. Are these free reviews? They are not, Sebastian. Thank you for messaging. I can see it's your first words. Whoa, you've never spoken before in your life. They're not free. Nothing in life is free. Never trust anybody about that. Scammers and swindlers are out to get you. Never sell knives unless they're really cool. A little bit of word of advice. Born Upon the Wind. Let me look. Miss Scarlet, I don't know nothing about Born Upon the Wind. I'm pretty sure. Flash. That is pretty good. I like that card. Maybe board. That's a good one. Free TTS though. Yes. Oh yeah. I'm class is back in session. Let me turn back on TTS. I feel bad. You guys have been quiet for so long. I've been losing my mind in here. Bink. All right. Apologies. The only thing that's free are these pods I'm going to stomp with Hackball. True. Hackball's busted. My friend, I remember when Lost Caverns came out, and we just ran the
Cut Thoracle.
Cut Thoracle? Yeah. Objectively, I do think you can cut Thoracle. You can cut Labman. I think you have better cards that you can slot in there and just YOLO it, because it's just more fun that way. I'm just going to put this inside my house. There we go. There we go. It's inside me now. All right.
The Ramos cycle from MMQ is really good for 6 mana commanders.
Ramos cycle, yeah. Just win. Why do you need to reshuffle? You have your deck in your hand. Yeah. You could also, where is it? You could just straight kill somebody with, if you want to be a beast. I love, you just hit him with the Enter the Infinite. Why not? Throw it in there as a maybe. Why not? If you want to be an absolute Chad. I do love
Spell and Drift of Phantasms can both tutor a combo piece.
Yeah, Dizzy Drift of Phantasms. Yeah. That's the Dizzy spell. Let me see. Yeah, there's a bunch of transmute. There's like Muddle the Mixture and stuff like that. What's up, Beck? With your first words being poop. Nice to meet you. Yeah, Windfall's good. I think the problem is you risk that you're...
Tibor and Lumia as another way to make Jerson pop the hell off if you start throwing spells out.
Yeah, Tibor and Lumia. I'll look that up in just 1 second. The only problem with Windfall is you're the one with the most cards. Like, you're the guy who's given everybody else more card draw, which is less than ideal. I do think if you want to have a fun sorcery, that is cool. It'll be Prisoner's Dilemma. One of my favorite cards ever in the entire game. Prisoner's Dilemma is so fun. You can flash it back. I think like one of the things you might want to slowly move more into is like the flashback or like the not eternalize, but like eternalize for spells. It's the one where it's like you can hey, you can do a little if your commander's got what is it? It's the Tarkir Dragonstorm mechanic, whatever it is. I love this card. But Prisoner's Dilemma is just so cool. Because it just does so much damage, to be honest. Like most people might not use it. You might not have it's a little expensive mana-wise for the deck. But it's just so cool. You know what I mean? And it can help you finish out games. And a lot of the times
Veyron Panharmonicon ability is goat for this deck.
Yeah. Veyron is just insane. Red Panda, you don't like Prisoner's Dilemma? This card is dope. This card is sick. I love this card. Who doesn't like this card? Flashback is necessary, 100%. This card wouldn't be good as a one-off, but getting to do it twice and then seeing people checking in. Darth Alpha checking in. Are we reviewing unhinged decks or general decks? Well, this deck is pretty powerful. And a little unhinged, if I might say so. I'm giving my unhinged advice, like adding Prisoner's Dilemma. Because why wouldn't you? It's sick. Great card. But yeah, it's if you haven't played Lindblom. Oh, that's right. If you haven't played Prisoner's Dilemma in a deck, you guys need to. It turns the game into something different. What is it? What's this dude's name? You said it like 4 times. I apologize. Lindblom. Oh, the Lindblom. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, you could also go with the I forgot about it. Like you can go with like the wizard token thing from Final Fantasy, which won me my pre-release back in the day. But yeah, you can run the adventure lands, you can run the little wizard guys. The couple of wizard token things are pretty cool. The Red Mage's staff. What is it? Oh, maybe I'm thinking of a different thing. Isn't there a red one that does the same thing? Maybe not. Yeah, you could. This could be a good land.
WXT verbose host.
Vinx. That I love how he didn't know how to say it. Vinx verbose host. Yeah, I think that card's sick. It's like you'll get up to max speed for sure. Verbose host. You're gonna have a couple of different options. This guy. Yeah, because you start your engines. No maximum hand size is nice. And then if you would draw 2 or draw a card, you draw 2 instead, which is pretty sweet. And he's super cheap too. He's only like 20 cents. Yeah, the Red Mage's Rapier Molly. I was thinking that, but I don't think that does what I want.
Extra gross combo is Tibor and Lumia, Gerson, and attach Nico TE to either one. Tap the entire board down for the whole game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's that. Oh, what is it? Like sleepy time where you're like, you go to sleep now. Tibor and Lumia. Play a blue spell, flying, play a red spell, each creature with
There's a Sage's one that's in blue.
That's what it is. Sage's. No. Sage's. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, there's a couple of like the ones where you if you do damage to something, it like gets tapped or whatever. Those are pretty good. I do think that they're better on like someone else's turn because you can just be like bink. Sleep Magic. I think yeah, that Sleep Magic. Yeah. This one's good. But not as good in this deck personally. So Nico T. What is this? Equip creature deal damage. Tap. Deals damage to a player. That is actually really cool. As long as it remains in play. So you just like permanently get them knocked out. That's pretty neat. And then whenever equipped, you do damage to the player. Huh. That is a really neat card. I like that card. That's super cool. That is fun. But yeah, you got it.
Wielder of mysteries.
All right, last one, and then class, we're gonna take a little break so I can see what other things we got on here. Probably do maybe one or two more if I can get that. Wilder of mysteries. E before I before E. I always get it mixed up. I before E. Hurry up. There we go. If you would draw, he's just lab man, but harder to pull off. Target play puts the tube captain, draw a card. That's pretty good. I think we don't want to like pull our own stuff. You know what I mean? We don't want to put more stuff in our graveyard. We kind of want all our cards, if possible. Isochron's not in here, but Isochron could be really good. I mean, you could just go infinite with like an Isochron, and then reversal, Narset's reversal. I just think this deck already has so many ways of going infinite that you don't need like to put in a different infinite engine. You know what I mean? As long as you can get to one of your infinites.
Chandra that makes mana. There is several.
Yeah. Sorry, sneezed. And I forgot every thought I've ever had. No, there's like you can muddle the mixture, right? I think muddle the mixture is a solid choice as a counter spell because you can counter or you can go get one of your better spells. So I'm surprised you don't have muddle already in there. But muddle is just so good because then you can go get your like I don't know. You can go get your stuff that you need to tutor better, like your mystical tutors or your I don't know. You can tutor at like better speed. So yeah, this deck is gnarly. My main ones, if we're gonna go in a quick little summary here, let me zoom in on the maybe board over here. And then watch this. I'm the best. Okay. Baral, if you want to be a nasty guy with all your counter spells. Born Upon the Wind is pretty okay. You can do flash stuff, but you mainly draw a card. Enter the Infinite if you want to be a Giga Chad and draw your entire library and then kill people. Be warned though, this probably would kill you first. With if you had the Infinite combo where you like ping somebody, draw a card. So you might need to be afraid of that, but also pretty cool if you have like a lab man or whatever. Fiery Islet as a land, Lindbloom as a land, Muddle the Mixture as a counterspell, and also a fun little transmute to go get better spells. Mystic Sanctuary, so you can get spells back. Nico T was cool because you can like tap down opponent's stuff and keep them that way. My fave though, I think it's probably got to be Osier Axonil, Deepest Might. This guy basically just turns your like little pea shooter of a dragon into like a bazooka. He shoots like 4 damage now, which is insane. Pain for All is cool if you can figure out how to make it work, to be honest. I'd put it on your, like, you can put it on your main commander and then ping him a couple times. Maybe. I don't know why, but I just like this card and I want to make it work. Prisoner's Dilemma is the best sorcery spell ever made. It's so much fun. Psychosis Crawler will make your commander even better because now you draw cards and opponents. Everybody loses life, basically. Scalding Tarn's good land. Suplex is solid. I think if you play a lot of like in a one ring type pod where they're always playing those indestructible artifacts, it's a better one than the Abrade. And yeah, and most times like creatures come in with summoning sickness or whatnot, so sorcery speed is not as bad of a downside as some people might think it is. I think this is a really cool card. Most of the time you could always just bait out other stuff. And then Verbose Host, you draw more cards. Solid card, solid deck. I like it. I think this deck is super powerful and has a lot of room for... Ooh, that's my whole screen.
No omniscience. Where has the time gone?
That's what I'm saying. Where's the omniscience, dude? Where's the, like, you know... This isn't a deck I think I would personally play. I built a VV deck because I pulled a promo of him in my, my pre-release packs, which was dope. And I built that, which plays up kind of similarly. But yeah, he's just better because he does it 1 damage to each opponent. You know what I mean? Like, he's just really good. I don't know. I think you can always just consider swapping out like Niv 4VV. Again, it's sort of, it just feels bad. Mega Boss, hell yeah, you catch me live. You get all your TCG interaction fixes from you. Let's go. Bro fist. Okay.
No lightning bolt.
There's lightning bolt in here. It's right there. Bink. You got to run lightning bolt. Who doesn't run lightning bolt? But yeah. All right. Now we're going to transfer back to full screen. So now you can now see my all my pores most likely. But yeah, let's go hop on over and see what's going on the Patreon. I think we got a couple people who got some stuff. Let me reach out and see what's going on. And yeah, but how's everybody doing? Paying for all on Psychosis Crawler. Okay, actually, you're genius. I don't know why your TTS didn't get read, but you're a genius. That is exact. You're a genius. Oh, genius. Okay. 1 second. Just reaching out to some of the homies here. But yeah, I think you can have a good time with some of these cards. Oops. How's everybody? This guy gets it. Meeg L, this is my first time seeing your face. Gotta say, you look exactly like you sound. I think that's a compliment. I would say. I think that's a good thing. Sometimes I'm afraid I don't look like what I sound. And so yeah, I would be remiss. Thanks for doing the review, man. Happy to be doing it. Had a good time. Your deck is crazy. I love the art and stuff. It's so cool looking. All right. Let's see. You're an avocado. True. Truly. All right. You sound like an avocado. I think that's a compliment. I'll take that. Now, if you were like, you smell like an avocado, maybe I'd be a little bit more pissed. Cool finally putting a face to the voice. Keep the vids coming. Hey, thank you guys. And if you guys
I
are...
like your shirt. I have a similar one in pink.
Thank you. Hey, let's go. I'm showing off a little skin so you guys can go follow me on Twitch. That's the meta, right? Bearded man with glasses, 75% of the mana base. I usually sleepy Kier. I'll be honest, I usually don't have the beard. Not like usually don't have the beard, but it's usually more like stubble. But I've been lazy, and I just got back from I went on a trip with my brother to Monterey Bay in California. And we went to an aquarium and stuff. So I was like roughing it. You know what I mean? I was roughing it. So I got a little bit more like scruff than I usually do. So that's what I'm saying. By the way, oh yeah, fun. That is a good question. How did the avocado become the mascot? Story time. Whoa. Story time. Sorry. I don't know why. Clip that. Okay. Story time. Yeah. So the avocado was, I always liked the idea of like a pun type thing as my channel name or whatever. It was very different because you know how you have like your gamer tag growing up, and that's sort of like who you are. You know what I mean? Some people's like gamer tags are so unique that it becomes like their identity. I had a different one. So when I decided to start doing YouTube for Magic, I was like, okay, what's a fun one I've always liked? And I liked the idea of Quips&Guac because I do a lot of improv when I'm not like doing Magic stuff. And I just love improv. And my mom was always like, "You're a very quippy boy." And I was like, oh, that's it. And then live in California, so you get the guac type thing. You know what I mean? Makes sense, right? So it is what it is. Thank you for the content. Kiss on the mouth. Thank you. Dorcathy followed. Thank you for the follow. All right, let's see how we doing here. How we doing? I haven't even looked and seen how many viewers we have. Nobody. There's no one here. Imagine. That'd be so funny. Except it wouldn't be. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, just looking at my analytics. Okay, cool. I love looking at numbers. Whose decks do you review? Viewers. You can go on the Patreon. And if you guys did buy the deck review in the past like hour or so, I should have messaged you. Yeah, I should have messaged you guys. So that way you can get back to me about it. But yeah, I'll probably do 1 or 2 more, and then you'll be queued up for the next one. Sent you the list. Thank you, Paul. I see it, and I got it pulled up right now. Okay.
We're all a figment of your imagination.
Don't say that. You'll send me into the, what is it? Do you guys hear about that one guy who went into real quick aside. There's this guy I read about who went into AI psychosis, right? Where basically like dude went into AI psychosis because he was chatting with like ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT was just feeding him like stuff that was horrible, and like sent him into a spiral, which I think is so funny, because it's basically like playing the role of like your sibling. You know what I mean? I lied to my sibling one time, when we were kids, obviously, that like women were invented in the Civil War, and I can only imagine that kind of similar style is what like ChatGPT was doing, which I think was so funny. So I think it was hilarious. Any other tags or just magic? What do you mean by that, Mr. Chewy? Or Mrs. Mix? Sorry, that was stupid. Anyway, Lily Gizmo, little dog. Oh, thank you for the first time chatter. You try and get ChatGPT to build a deck. That would send me into AI psychosis. I don't like AI. TCGs. Oh yeah. When I was a kid, I played a little bit of the Pokemon one. Mainly just like collected. But mainly like my other like TT like trading card game would probably mainly be Magic. I never like played Yu-Gi-Oh or any of those other stuff growing up. But I'm a big D&D fan, so like TTRPG, pretty close. I really enjoy, it's not a trading card game, but if you guys haven't played Slay the Spire, that game is really fun. So it's cheaper to play competitively. Yeah. As a Yu-Gi-Oh player, don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. It seems like I'm getting a lot of mixed signals. I should play Pokemon, but not Yu-Gi-Oh. Good stuff. I did though, as a child, my mom would reward me for doing my chores with Yu-Gi-Oh cards just because I liked the portal on the back. I was like, oh, this is sick. There's a portal. And then when I worked at the thrift store, I one time came across a bunch of like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I didn't know if they were worth anything or not. So when I was working there, I liberated a couple of them, and I found like a Blue Eyes White Dragon, not like the cool one that's like $1 billion or whatever, but like a side one that was like, I don't know, $5, $10 or whatever. It's like Kaiba's or whatever. I'm like, okay, sick. So I put him with my Progenitus just so that I have my 2 little guys. You work at a thrift store. Sick. Yeah, working at a thrift store is really fun. And Inscription. Balatro content win. Balatro content win, guys. Yeah, Magic Gathering is just the best. Hey man, really enjoy your video. They always give you a good laugh. Thank you. Thank you. I think you're late. It's okay. Don't worry. We're still having a good time. Obelisk, similar to Slay the Spire, but with multiplayer. That sounds fun. Inscription. I gotta get into Inscription. Like, something about it, dude. I've gotta get into it. I always feel like I look like a weirdo looking up so far. How about this? I can just put it right behind the camera. Oh, I'm a genius. All right. Is that tour deck? This is Lovable Oafs. I think this is he goes by a different name on the chats. This is how you get ants. Again, this is my first look at this deck. Void spoilers for Inscription. Don't worry. I'm not watching any game theories anytime soon. Paul Curtis. There we go. My boy Paul. The homeboy Paul.
Ants?
You want ants? I enjoy the bazaar. Noko Maki, my cultivation TikToks are infesting your For You page. I apologize. I made like one video about it. And then it like kind of blew up, and I was like, I'll make more. I have so much like slop in my mind that I might as well pop off on it. Okay. So Grist the Hunger Tide. I love this guy. If you didn't know, Grist can be your commander, even though he's a planeswalker and he doesn't say it, and he has nothing that would to an uninformed player, they'd be like, how the hell is this guy your commander? But as long as he's not on the battlefield, he's a insect. So you can be your commander because of some rule, I guess. Because he's technically not a planeswalker in the command zone. So it's not technically against the rules. It's very much one of those like Grist the Hunger Tide. Let me clip this because this is gonna be hilarious. I can promise you that this is gonna be so funny. Grist the Hunger Tide is pretty much the same ruling as the Air Buds from the Air Buds movie. There's nothing illegal about a planeswalker. There's no rules about it. You know what I mean? All right, perfect. Clip over. That was really funny, right? Okay. Thank you. But yeah, basically this guy, you beat your commander, and you just mill a bunch of stuff, and you make insects, and then you put loyalty counters, and then at some point, so you pop off turn one, or not turn one, but you pop off, you make a bunch of stuff, theoretically, mill like 1 billion cards. Then you down tick them on the next turn, and then everybody loses 1 billion life, and you win the game. Easy, easy, easy. Makes sense. And then you win. Theoretically, that's like the general game plan of a Grist deck. So we got Grist, we got Liliana as a planeswalker. Let me just double. I wish Moxfield had like a sort by insects, please. Subtype. Yo, it does. I'm the best. Okay. Let's see. 16 insects in a Grist deck could be a little higher, to be honest. I think it could be higher. Granted, there's not a ton of like really good insects. Insects. But yeah, they're pretty good. Let's see. You can also change the view to show image. Dog. What are you doing? You're so good. Visual grid. I don't like that. Visual stacks. I like that so much better. Thanks, Paul. Good stuff. So it seems like these guys didn't know about the subtypes. Okay. Yeah, we got Amzu, Ant Queen makes insects. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. This is always the fun part where I look around and use my eyeballs to try and figure out. You totally told me what this deck does, actually. The guy, Mr. Paul, totally told me what his view was, what he wanted this deck to do. Mill myself out more in my graveyard, do more. Okay. It's pretty much exactly what I thought. Okay. Mill and do a bunch of damage. Okay. That's exactly what I thought. So, yeah, you're gonna want the homeboy. I think he just came out, and I'm pretty sure he's This is a lot harder than on Archidec, where I could just write down stuff. You're gonna want the landfall guy, the ice tiller guy from Edge of Eternities. He's so good. He's busted. Absolutely busted. The ice tiller somebody. He's so good. You can play land from your graveyard, which is amazing. Yeah, Ice Till Explorer. Absolutely busted. Okay, absolutely insane. With milling and with all that other stuff, because when a land enters, you mill a card. So then you have more stuff in your graveyard for Grist to pop off with. And then if you happen to mill your land, you're like, oh, it feels bad. I milled all my land. No, you didn't, bro. No, you didn't, because you can play it from your graveyard, which is really fun. Sack a creature, destroy stuff. That's pretty cool. Liliana's good. Zask lets me play insect and land. Yeah, I saw that. Zask is really good. I mean, they're part of the same brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like they're not like brotherhood, but like they're both the insect guys. You know what I mean? You got to have them there. Sacrifice stuff, enchantments, good stuff. Hunger Tide. What up, Sound Blazer? Deck building going good. Deck building going good. Working on a new video. I mean, after this deck review, we got a new video coming out this Saturday. Get hyped. I tweeted about it on the Blue Sky. But it's a 10 mana. Spoiler, 10 mana. And it hurt my brain really trying to figure out how to make it work. Okay. Black's Vaccine Pest. Butterfly. Good. 2 additional lands. Yeah, I think this deck has sideboard. You got some stuff already, right? Okay. Mill this. If an insect was milled this way, put a loyalty. Yeah, you can put in I think this deck could be fun with, I don't know what the darkness crystal does off the top of my dome, but I remember it doing something cool because you can reanimate with it, right? So you can do a little bit of reanimating with that guy's cool, and you're in green, so you can ramp it out. Non-land permanents have retrace, love that, and grave lighters, cool. Yeah, I think basically what you want, Grist, and you want your deck to, I think, do more. Put in a couple more insects if you can. The Grave Tiller, the other guys, or the Ice Tiller, sorry. From the Edge of Eternities, because they do like lander tokens, they do land, they do stuff. Hey, just wondering if you're ever going to show us what a normal deck looks like. I've been watching you and I can't build a normal one. I've ruined you, brother. I apologize. My bad. No, this is, I would say like even this is like a normal deck. You know what I mean? Like it does what the deck, like it does what you want to do. 100%. I'm not seeing any like crazy cards that are completely out of the norm for like in self-mill type stuff. Do you have like a pod on Discord or is it physical? I do have like a physical pod, play with my buddies. But you can also join the Discord and play with people from all over the place. They usually have games going pretty frequently. But yeah. Target player turn stuff in your graveyard. Yeah, I think you just need more insects. Or if you want, do you have the I would write this one down. Write down the Maskwood Nexus, just because it'll mean that all these other creatures are now insects. I think that's how Maskwood Nexus works. Off the top of my dome, pretty sure the Nexus says, "Hey, if it's you name a creature type, now everything's that creature type." And so Jake, thank you for the first time chatting. Love that. Capitalism Gonti deck. I've heard of something similar to that. When are you going to tackle the unsets some more? I would like to. I just think there's not as much demand for those sets because they're not like Commander legal. I always feel bad being like, hey, I built this crazy cool deck that you kind of have to ask permission to play, as opposed to being like, all the freak stuff I'm doing right now is official and sanctioned by the government. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's see. Instance. Let me see. No grouping. Let me just see everything. That actually made it so much worse. Okay. Yeah, I think this deck could run some more. Like, obviously the creatures. Obviously, if you throw in Scoot Swarm, you throw in your, like, I don't think you need as many Planeswalkers. Like, this deck could be like a, one of the thing, meow, 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 meow. Oh my god, Delirium, if you want to do some of the cool stuff from the Haunted House, Valgavoth, what's his name? House Duskmourn, there we go. There's a lot of cool Delirium cards in that set that work. And a lot of cool like insects as well from that set. And Edge of Eternities. So I would say like just get rid of a lot of the stuff that isn't like this guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if we need all these Azusa Lost But Seeking. Easily swap that out for the landfall insect from Edge of Eternity for the mill guy. Cost one less for each creature in graveyard. Land to the battlefield. Yeah, like some of these you don't need and should be replaced. Just because I think they're good. Because you just want to get as many things on Grist as possible. Do you have... I think this deck really needs a... Oh, wait. That's not who I'm thinking of. I was going to be like the Golgari Lich Lord. Jared. Where's Jared from Subway? Where's Jared from Subway? Get him here right now. But he can like do the sacrifice thing for you, and he does a bunch of damage. So it'll give you ways to hit everybody. I think everybody loses life. He's like a fling, if I recall. Yeah, I like to see him. So he's pretty neat. Let me just double check. Whoops. Black deck. Yeah, jumbo. Nah, the jumbo cactus. But yeah, the jumbo cactus is pretty much like, an insane card. Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with some of these cards, for sure. But yeah, I think this is probably some of those cards. Just look at the Edge of Eternities for the insects. Look for the stuff from Duskmourn. Play like less humans, less creatures, and you'll be better off. Because you're basically just using Grist as a you should be an engine, right? So you should also try Breach the Multiverse is pretty decent. I think it's come down in price recently. But they have Rise of the Dark Realms. Rise of the Dark Realms feels so good in this deck. Because you just get everything. Like you just bring your entire graveyard back. Rise of the Dark Realms is good. You can hit the Living Death is also really good. Because most likely you won't have a ton of creatures besides all the insects, like the 1/1s. But like Living Death is really solid. The Bringer of the Last Gift is really good. Like some of those other things that you can pull off to get back on track for getting stuff out of your graveyard, basically. And if you want to go more like Reanimator, because they're like Grist puts stuff in your graveyard for free, and he's gonna get big, and he makes people lose life, right? Those are kind of all the three things he does. But if you want, you could throw in some of the stuff where it's like when this leaves the graveyard, right? Or like when stuff leaves the graveyard, do X. There's like Tormod's Crypt or something like that. It's not that crypt. Somebody else's crypt that does something cool. You get to flip it around. So it is what it is. All right. But yeah, I think those would be the main ones I'd recommend looking at. And yeah, I mean, this deck is super solid. I mean, black green is such a powerful artifact. Not artifact, but thing to run. So it's pretty good. Yeah, just a little bit of ramp, couple payoffs, good reanimation, and you're pretty much set. Yeah. And I think this is a pretty solid, powerful deck. Like, I'd probably lose to this deck not reliably. Sorry, I've got a burp coming. But it's a cool deck. All right. Archetype, thank you. All right. We're going to go back to big mode. So, someone asked, off topic, but as a jank appreciator, what do you think the best theme or archetype is for beginners? When I was a beginner, I really liked Goad because it makes you not have to do anything, and it makes everybody else fight, and then really you just get down to a 1v1, and then you lose, but it's a ton of fun. I think it's super easy for new players to get behind the idea of you're sort of taunting enemies to fight. I also think that big stompy decks are really easy for new players or beginners, because you don't have to worry about a big turn of, if you're playing the prowess Dragonstorm deck, where you're all right, I have to do this in this order to draw an additional card, and then because I drew an additional card this turn, I make a little guy and he has prowess, so now every time I cast a spell from here on out, he gets stronger and stuff like that. There's a whole you're just doing this whole circus act sometimes in blue red and stuff like that. I do think that Goat is just my favorite archetype in general. I think it's so fun. And you can play along of politics as well. There's a couple of fun not decks, but you can play the Glunch the Bestower. You can play some of the other group hug type things. Stay away from token decks are really hard to do. Stay away from anything more than 2 colors. Do not touch that if you're a new player, because like your mana base and everything becomes so much more of a factor. You have to like think about playing the lands in what order, and you got to like figure out what's going on. My first like deck I played was like a discard Nath of the Guilt Leaf deck, where I just make people discard cards and I make little elves. That deck was really fun and really easy to play. And I had a great time with it. So there's a bunch of different fun ones you can play around with. But yeah, commanders are pretty easy. But yeah. Hello from Card Castle. What up, Ryan? Nice to see you guys. And SS, I don't know how to say your name. Sorry, my man. Don't have any super unhinged decks, but is unhinged that I have not one, not two, but 3 big butts toughness matters decks. Low key, I like toughness matters. I mean, you probably got the Tarkir Dragonstorm guy. You've probably got the wall guy, right? Arcades nuts, strategist, and probably one other one. And if I got that correct, let me know. But yeah, I've been having a good time. Thank you so much for everybody who came out to the Betor. Yeah. Master Betor. Arcadius Felothar and Geralt Visionary Stitcher. Oh, he's like the little like, you turned into a zombie? Now you work for me. I like it. It's cool. Yeah, Toughness Matters is fun. I do think it's like a kind of slept on thing in the world of so many oh, there's the other one you could play. The one from Murders of Carlo, the freaky alligator guy. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's like, you get to draw a bunch of cards, or you can like swap them. I don't know. Good stuff. But pride of the whole dude, you are locked in. You are locked in. I love to see it. Yeah, the Croc monster guy. Killer Croc. Have you guys seen the new like what is it? It's the DC universe, the absolute Batman type stuff. I've been seeing it on my feed. But just seeing like Killer Croc's like mouth go to his elbows freaks me the hell out. I would not want to. You could not pay me to live in Gotham City. Hell no. But yeah. Winding down a little bit because I feel like I have been locked in and yapping much too long with you guys. I've had a great time. Thank you so much for hopping out. If you guys did get a deck review, it'll be in the next one. Same time next week. And it'll be pretty good. Zoned out, came back, Killer Croc's mouth. What? Figure it out. I'm not gonna give you any context for it. So yeah. But thank you, everybody. I'm going to end the stream now. I apologize. Sorry, not sorry. Thank you so much for coming out. Kisses to everybody. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And next time, I'll try and up the ante. I'll try to be even cooler, and do more fun stuff. So, thank you so much, everybody. Kisses, everybody. Take it easy. Have a good week. I'll see you guys on Saturday for a new video. It'll be fun. It'll be cool. It'll be awesome. But if you only follow me on YouTube, go and follow me on Twitch right now. Go follow me on Twitch right now. So that I could be partnered or whatever, affiliated, and they have to like me. So don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. You got to go on Twitch, and then you got to follow me. What time is the next review stream? It'll be 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So Pacific Standard Time next Wednesday. And it'll be really fun. I'll set up another like recurring thing so you can see it. Lovable Oaf, follow the channel. Dab, love it. All right, I'll see everybody in the next one. All right, peace out.